The British parliamentary debate style, like any other kinds of debate, has two sides. One side is known as the government, or can be also known as the proposition side, and the other side is known as the opposition side. So in the government side, the debaters will always support the particular topic or motion, and in the opposition side, the debaters will always be rejecting the particular topic or motion. Next will be the layout of the British parliamentary debate. There will be 4 debaters arguing for the government side, and they form teams of pairs. This also applies in the opposition side. This makes the total of number of debaters 8 in any BP debate round, and the number of teams total up to 4. These 4 teams are randomly assigned to their positions before the motion is announced. You will not be able to pick a side as this depends on your luck. The objective of these teams is to become the first among these 4 teams, so that even though there are 2 teams in one side, you have to fight with them, and only one team will be declared as the winner of the round, and the rest are ranked 2nd, 3rd, and 4th respectively. Next, we will move on to the pre-round preparations. At the tournament, there will be an individual known as the chief educator. Along with the education team, they will create and announce the motion for debate. These individuals are dependent of the debate round and do not compete in any of the rounds. After randomly assigning position to each team, the chief educator will announce the motion of the round to all teams at the exact same time. The debaters will not know the motion beforehand to prevent cheating. All debaters will only have 15 minutes of prep time, which is in between the announcement of the motion and the start of the debate round. In prep time, debaters are not allowed to consult any outside resources including the internet, books and magazines, or even other people. In BP debate, your team will be assigned to one of 4 positions. You will either be in the government side or the opposition side as mentioned before. You will also be further categorized in either the first half of the tournament or in the second half of the tournament. So each quadrant has a name. The top left corner is known as the opening government, the top right corner is known as the opening opposition, the bottom left corner is known as the closing government, and the bottom right corner is known as the closing opposition. So the opening government has 2 members, which is the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, and the opposition also has 2 members, which is known as the Leader of the Opposition and the Deputy Leader of Opposition. While, when in the first half, they have an advantage on presenting the most obvious arguments that causes the second half to have a challenge to come out with arguments that differ from the arguments made in the first half. However, the second half of the debate have more time to prepare for their speeches. So the second half of the debate, they consist of the closing government and the closing opposition. The closing government consists of 2 members, which is the members of the government and the government whip, while the opposition consists of the members of the opposition and the opposition whip. So next we will talk about the order of the speakers. The orders of the speakers is first the Prime Minister, second the Leader of the Opposition, third the Deputy Prime Minister, fourth the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, 5 Member of the Government, 6 Member of the Opposition, 7 Government Whip, and 8 Opposition Whip. So as you can see, the debate will be back and forth between the government and the opposition speaker. Next, we will talk about the timing. So for the timing, it's expected from each debater to give a speech that is not exceeding 7 minutes. There will be 15 seconds of grace time after these 7 minutes, and the judges or panelists will be repeatedly banging their hands on the table until the debater stops speaking. So in this 7 minutes, the first minute and the last minute is known as the protected time. In this period, no points of information, or also known as POI, is allowed. So what is POI? POI is called that are short statements or questions that the opposite side of the speaker at the podium can raise to that speaker. So the 3 key points to a POI is to direct the POI at the specific part of the speech where, if successful, it highlights the part where the speaker's argument failed. Secondly, it's also used to highlight your own team's argument, which does not include the other team of the side that you're on. For example, if you are on the government side and you're on the opposing government, your POI must not highlight the points of the closing government. And lastly, the POI must be within 10 seconds in length. So what to do if you want to deliver a POI? So if a person wants to deliver a POI, they will have to wait till the protected time is over and the unprotected time begins. Next, they have to stand up and indicate that they want to offer a POI. This is usually done by raising your hand. Lastly, you will have to wait till the speaker on the podium accepts your POI. The speaker can decline your POI and wave you down. If that happens, you must sit down immediately and try to offer another POI later in the speech. The speaker can also wave you down in the middle of the POI, even though you are already halfway presenting your POI. So when they do so, you have to sit down immediately, because if you do not stop, your action is rude to the not just to the speaker and to all the other members of the room. You also cannot give a POI to a team that is on your side. So for example, if you are on the opposition side, you cannot give another POI to your opposition side. You can only present a POI to the government side. So in 7-minute speeches, it's recommended that the speaker accepts 2 POI during their speech and offer 2 POI to the opposite side. With that, I will end my introduction to the BP style debate. Thank you for listening.